Good afternoon. This is Mrs. MacPhee, and this is for my Common Core 6 students, my periods 3 and 7. We talked about ratio tables today as one method to solve for a missing value in a proportion. And as promised, I'm going to do one of the homework problems with you, and we're going to look at two different ways that you could solve the problem. One way using the ratio table, and then also another way. And then we're going to look at another problem specifically using the ratio table. And the ratio table is something that you just kind of give yourself time to absorb it and get used to it. There's a lot of guess and check that goes into ratio tables. There's really no one right way to get started, which is really a lot of fun. It gives you a lot of freedom and a lot of choice in your problem. And as long as you persevere and keep practicing, you're going to get it, I promise. The homework problem I want to look at with you is a pretty simple one. 3 is to 4 as x is to 20. So the two ways that we could solve this are using the ratio table, where we have 3 and 4, and we're going to make a couple columns of work, and we know we're going to solve for 20 and find some missing value. And the other way that we can solve this problem is by noticing, hey, I can multiply 4 by 5 to get 20, which is really nice. If you see that you can multiply your denominator by a multiple to get your other denominator, you're home free, because we're going to do the same thing in our numerator. 3 times 5 will give us our answer for x, so x equals 15. It's a great strategy, and use it as many times as you can. Sometimes I'm going to show you another problem where it doesn't just pop into our heads. I don't see a common relationship between the 4 and the 20. And when that happens, we can use the ratio table method. So for example, I have my 3 and my 4, and I can multiply them or divide them by whatever I want, as long as whatever I do to the numerator, I do to the denominator. So sometimes a good way to get started is just by multiplying them by 2 or by 5 or by 10, by a pretty easy number to work with. If I multiply both numbers by 2, my new values are 6 for my numerator and 8 for my denominator. And then I check, do I see a way that I can get 8 and multiply it by something to get to 20? No, not really. But I do know if I do 8 times 5, I'm going to get 40. And the reason I picked that is because I see a relationship between 40 and 20. But if you didn't choose 5, if you choose 2 again, if you choose 10, if you choose 20, it's really up to you, as long as you keep persevering until you get to your final answer. So I chose to multiply my second time times 5. 8 times 5 is 40. 6 times 5 gives me 30 in my numerator. And now I'm almost done. 40 is going down to become 20, which means I'm no longer multiplying, but I'm dividing. I'm dividing by 2. If I divide 30 divided by 2, I get 15. So my answer again is x equals 15. Same answer, using two different strategies. One more ratio table problem we can look at is from our classwork today. The classwork today I know gave some of you some challenge, and that's good. It's an opportunity to learn, and in a week it's going to seem so much easier to you. You're going to be experts. Let's look at number 4. I have 14 and 35. I want to use the 20 to find my missing value, which is x. So x equals will be my final answer. All right, so I'm going to pause and I'm going to think, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and multiply both again by 2. It's a nice, easy way for me to get started. 14 times 2 is 28. 35 times 2 is 70. Is there any way I can get 70 down to 20? Not off the top of my head. But I could multiply by 2 again. And if I do that, I'm going to get 140 as my denominator. And 28 times 2 is 56 as my numerator. So I'm always kind of thinking, okay, where am I and where do I want to go? If I use front end estimation and ignore those back zeros, 14 divided by 7 will give me 2. And 140 divided by 7 will give me 20, which means I can do 56 divided by 7 to get my answer of 8. So x equals 8. Another way you could do this problem, little sneak preview for tomorrow. If I look at 14 and 35, they look like they have a common factor. I can divide both of those numbers by 7. And if I do, 14 divided by 7 is 2. And 35 divided by 7 is 5. Well, why is that helpful? Because now I see that relationship between 5 and 20. 5 times 4 will give me 20. So I can do 2 times 4 to get x equals 8. So, simplify, ratio table. You're doing a great job. Keep it up. You know I'm here to help you. Thanks for watching. Bye.